G'day everyone, welcome to Roo Hammer, welcome to 2021. And mate, how you going? No such thing as a quiet off season, is there?
Not in Warriorville, it's not, mate. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Good to see your smiling face again.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days, hasn't it?
It sure has. So we had a bit of a story break on Thursday afternoon from the Daily Telegraph, not our most favourite of papers, but
No.
yeah, saying that Roger Tuivasa Sheck was on the brink of signing a deal with New Zealand Rugby Union, and definitely not the first time that this story has been rolled out either.
No.
Yeah, it came out. I think it came out initially in 2018, right before he re-signed that with the club for that 4-year contract. And yeah, so that came out, and I think
there was a lot of buzz when it did break, when that story did break. And you and I had a discussion about that. There was a lot of pages, reputable social media pages, rugby league pages, that were posting the story, sharing the story, commenting, and we made a conscious decision that we, and not just in this story, this will be in regards to anything, that we're not going to fuel rumors with the platform that we have. We'll wait until there's official words from the player involved.
Official statement of the player or the club or something of that nature.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we did. We didn't post anything, but we did have a private discussion, and we did say to each other that the fact that the club was so quiet on it on Thursday afternoon going into Friday had us a little bit worried.
The full 24 hours went past, and there was no comment from RTS himself or the club. And if you might remember last year when the rumor came out again about him going to rugby union, that RTS himself pretty much came out right away and said, no, that's not true. And he addressed the playing group as well, said that wasn't true. And he said he was committed at least for the 2021 season, which he still is, thankfully. It's and then sure enough, on Saturday morning, we got word that there was a press conference, and I think we were all kind of resigned to our fate a little bit there.
Yeah, once there's a rumor about a player, and then you get the announcement there's a press conference with the CEO, the coach, and the player involved. You kind of know that it's going to be. It's not going to be a no. That's not happening. It's
serious business. Serious business.
Absolutely. But let's just get it straight from the start too, because a lot of people are using the misinformation that Roger Tuivasa Sheck is getting out of his contract early and he's signed with the All Blacks. He hasn't signed with the All Blacks. You cannot sign with the All Blacks. That'd be like someone saying Quade Cooper has signed to play for the Kangaroos. It's just not.
That's right. Or someone signs to play Queensland State of Origin.
Yes.
Or New South Wales Origin or anything.
So he has signed a deal, or he will be signing a deal with New Zealand Rugby. New Zealand Rugby have stipulated that they wanted him to have 2 domestic rugby seasons for his chance to try out for the All Blacks. And that's why he's breaking his contract a year early with the Rugby World Cup happening in 2023.
Yeah, that's right. Have a couple of campaigns under his belt and really make sure he's in full swing. And like the man himself has not been shy about saying that has been a dream and a goal and ambition of his to play for the All Blacks.
He came from a rugby background. He played rugby junior during his school years, and before he came to Australia and hooked up with the Roosters and went through their systems in Bondi. And he's always maintained that he wanted to go back to rugby at some stage. He's never made that he's never had that.
It hasn't been a secret. Yeah.
No, he spent a good part of this off season training with in his downtime where he didn't have to train with the Warriors. The man, can't keep still for a minute, and he was training with the New Zealand Rugby 7 side.
That's
keeping
right.
fitness up and what have you.
It looks like the timing is right for him because he's 27 years of age. He'll be 28 next year. And if he was ever going to do it, it has to be now because he's going to be 30 years of age come the next Rugby World Cup.
Correct.
And so, that's another sort of, I guess, hurdle that he'll have to overcome because there's no shortage of talent, obviously, in New Zealand Rugby Union in the outside backs.
And that's the thing, like, everyone's talking about, oh, where's he going to play? Where's he going to play? For me, at the moment, I'm glad the decision has been made now, like it's been made public. They've done it before a ball's even been kicked. We've had no trials, no games. I would hate for this to be something that was dogging our season where there had been no announcement, it was something that was, but the fact that he's made the decision now, okay, that's great. We all know at the end of 2021, RTS is no longer going to be at the Warriors. He's no longer going to be in the NRL.
The NRL itself, yeah.
But we've got, 4 weeks of trials and 26 weeks of rugby league, and another 4 weeks of finals football yet before the man departs. So, the decision's been made. Okay, that's great. We can put that to the side. We know what's going on. It's further down the track. Let's focus on the 2021 season.
Get on with it. Get on with business. Like, we've still got him for one more year. Well, what a motivation for the whole squad as well.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to send him out a winner.
Absolutely.
Right for that first premiership. No better time to do that. Personally, myself, I got absolutely no animosity against the bloke. He'll go down as one of the greatest Warriors of all time, in my opinion. Probably along with Stacey Young and Simon Mannering up there. And like, as we said before, he's made no secret of the fact that it's his dream to represent the All Blacks. The timing is right. He's given 110% every time he puts on the Warriors jersey, and he has been the heart and soul of the club. And the way that he led us through the COVID season last year, without his family here, the only player that didn't have his family here, the way he guided through this, he's absolute legend. Champion player, champion bloke. So I've got absolutely no animosity against him or any ill will whatsoever.
I agree 100%, bro. I like, as a Warriors fan, as an NRL, fan, as a rugby league fan, I'm gutted.
Naturally, yeah.
But no ill feeling towards RTS. I have no animosity towards him. Away from rugby league, like we're all entitled to pursue our dreams, regardless of what those dreams are. Absolutely. This is his dream, to play rugby for the All Blacks. He is entitled to, do what's best for him to achieve his dreams. He's going to be dropping probably 750 grand a year to go.
That is a fair point. It's a massive pay cut. And people were like, I saw some comments on social media saying, oh, that's where the dollars are. You got to look after your family. Well, that's absolutely not the case.
No. Obviously he becomes a success in rugby, and, the sponsorship and marketing and third-party deals he can get through rugby over in New Zealand or across the world. It's a worldwide game.
That's it, worldwide branding and that kind of thing.
Phenomenal. But his base wage, basically, for playing, the sport is going to be a quarter of what he's making at the Warriors. So money's not his motivating factor. It's his will and his desire to pursue a dream. And I have nothing but love and respect for the man, and really hope that this pays off for him. I really hope that we see him in the All Black jersey, in a couple of years' time.
It would be awesome to see him, carving up in rugby on the world stage. It'd be fantastic,
Would have been harder to stomach if he was leaving to go to another NRL franchise.
Exactly. That's kind of like the cushioning blow here is that it's not like he's saying, oh, stop this, I'm going to play for the Roosters or the Storm or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, we know that he is 100% committed to the club, and as I said before, every time he's put on the jersey, that he's given his all.
Do you know if there's an official word from the club regarding a release clause in his contract?
That was mentioned in some of the stories. There was a story from the NZ Herald, I think, that mentioned that the club had put in a condition of release that if he is to return to league, that it has to be with the Warriors. I haven't heard anything official about that, but you would think that being set up and well established in Auckland and everything, you wouldn't imagine he'd want to play for anyone else.
No, and I mean, to be quite honest, bro, I think that I don't think it's going to be like a Benji Marshall or a Sam Burgess or even a Sonny Bill Williams thing where he goes to rugby and comes back to league. I think once he makes that jump to Union, I think he'll be there to stay.
You think this is it, unless he bombs big time, which you can't see that happening.
Yeah, unless he does like what Benji did and he's spending time on the bench at the Blues. I think his game's tailor-made for rugby union. You know, he could play 15, he could play 11, 12, 13 or 14.
Yeah.
You know? So there's a massive scope for him there in rugby. And what franchise he ends up with, we don't know.
Well, that's it. Yeah. You'd assume that it would be the Blues.
You would think so.
Possibly the Chiefs, being just 2 hours away from.
But I don't think with his family located in Auckland, I can't see him going any further south.
No,
to play.
Not.
I must say, and I must comment, just reading a lot of the online posts and blogs about his decision. I've been a little bit disappointed with some of the fan reaction, to be quite honest. I mean, I know people are upset, and you know, he's the talisman of our side. He's the guy that we all look up to. But you know, I mean, he owes nobody anything. He owes us nothing. He pulls on the jersey. He does his job. He does above and beyond. And I understand people are saying, you know, finish your contract and then go. But this is something that him and the Warriors and the All Blacks or the New Zealand Rugby, have all obviously spoken about.
And they've all agreed on it. The Warriors were more than happy to release him 1 year early because they knew that's what he really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a one of a kind club, and people say that we're soft, but I don't think we are. I mean, we're keeping people happy. Can you imagine if they said, no, we're not going to release you? Can you imagine him then being upset? Because what would be the next stage after that? He'd be, you know, looking to get out any way he could.
Yeah, that's right. You can't imagine him being the kind that would sort of sit there and kick stones and everything. No. Oh, they won't release me, so I'm not going to put in. But, you know, at the end of the day, you don't want to keep someone at the club who doesn't want to be there.
No.
But you can't ever imagine that would be him.
No, absolutely not.
No. So in terms of replacement, that was the next obvious question that sort of came up, and he's on, like, you know, he's on $1 million a year, so that frees up a lot of coin to chase after a possible replacement. Now, and I know that you and I have chatted, and we feel that there's some ready-made replacements already within the club.
Absolutely. I know all the media at the moment, they're like, everyone's posting, who should the Warriors chase? And they've got like Matt Duffy, Chance Nickel-Klokstad, a couple of other names that they keep throwing up. Well, Chance is contracted to the Raiders until the end of 2023, so he's not an option. I know Duffy's I think this is his last year at the Dragons, but what Duffy has in attacking prowess, he lacks, and not knocking the guy, but he lacks defensively.
Reminds me a bit of Sam Tompkins, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like a smaller build, like a weapon in attack.
Like you watch RTS in a game where we're getting smashed or we're getting beaten, RTS is consistent. His game does not change from week to week. You know exactly what you're going to get. Whereas, you know, Duffy's the kind of player where if the Dragons are on the front foot, he's playing good. But when they're, you know, not on the front foot and they're getting pressured and smashed, he's nowhere to be seen. I agree. I think we've got some ready-made talent, some untested.
Yeah, there's a few guys that could potentially play in the fullback position.
Yep.
Now we do have Paul Turner. I know that he debuted in the halves, and they've kind of been throwing him around as a halves option.
Yep.
But his natural position, I believe, is fullback.
Correct.
And he has all the skills and attributes. He possesses a lot of similar sort of attributes to RTS as well.
I encourage anyone who's watching this to look up on YouTube, type in Paul Turner highlights, and it'll show a whole heap of his 2019 New South Wales Cup highlights. Yeah. And you'll see his gameplay is very similar to RTS. He's, you know, quick off the mark, quick decision making. Yeah, got sensational footwork and great speed. And I think he's ready-made for the position. It'd be nice if he can get that 14 jersey at the Warriors this year, just to get him a little bit more taste of first grade football. You know what it's going to be like.
A bit of a Lance O'Hire role, coming
Yeah.
off the bench and
Yeah.
getting a taste for a variety of different positions, see where he does fit in best for the team.
Yep. Yeah, because they could throw him in a hooker, or they could throw him in the halves and move Cody into hooker when Egan gets a break. So you got him.
He's fairly solid as well. Like he's bigger body.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another option is Petahiku, who's he's also off contract though. Remember, he's only signed a 1-year deal, but
that's right. Yeah.
He did play a fair bit of fullback at Manly in when Brett Stewart was injured.
He did. He's filled in at fullback a number of times for the Warriors as well. When
wasn't he our 20s fullback in 2000?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, to 2012 maybe or something like that. 2011, 2012 around there. Yeah. Look, he's a great option at fullback. And another guy that played a fair bit of fullback in the lower grades is Hayes Perham. I think he's related to Hayes Perham, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's natural position, I believe, is fullback.
Big body too.
Yeah, big body. It's great with the kick returns, because let's face it, one of RTS's strengths was his kick returns and filling in. And he was sometimes even criticised for taking too many hit ups, but you can't underestimate the value of those meters.
No. Fuss
as well. Yeah, played fullback. Again, a big body.
Yeah, and speaking of big bodies, Adam Pompey.
Yeah, another great option. These guys are both good under the high ball as well, which helps.
Yeah. And the thing with Hiku, Perham, Fuss, Tour, and Pompey, they've all played, first grade footy.
Yeah, that's right.
We're lucky that through that COVID interrupted season last year, Pompey and Perham got to experience a good deal of footy in the back end of the season. And then the other one is Rocco Berry, who the club has had massive raps on for a little while. So we've got some options there. Roger's contract money obviously frees up a fair bit, and I would rather see the money spent toughening up our 9 and our 6 and 7 maybe.
Exactly, I couldn't agree more. Those are the positions that I think we're perhaps a little bit light on at the moment.
Yeah, in saying that, I'd hate to see them throw the $1 million at Jerome Hughes. I don't think Jerome Hughes is $1 million player.
No, I don't think so either. And again, as we were discussing the other day, he plays halfback for Melbourne, but I think he again is a natural fullback.
Yep.
But will he command the halfback money?
Yeah, well, that's right. That's exactly right. I think the one that everyone's going to now say, with us talking about strengthening our 9, the first person everyone's going to say is bring the cheese home to New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't that like the first thing that came up everywhere. Yeah. Brandon Smith. I heard a report that he's close to signing with the Titans. I read. Oh,
really?
Yeah. So he did play juniors at Gold Coast.
Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys, was it?
Cowboys, yeah.
Wrong end of Queensland.
And it was a rat bag of a kid, and they cut him loose, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's no secret that we would love to have Brandon Smith at the club, but it's whether or not he wants to come back and live in New Zealand.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because there's not a whole lot of quality hookers out there on the market at the moment.
Whispers about McInnes potentially being released, which is surprising.
Yeah, he'd be a massive pickup because you'd say in the NRL there's probably Brandon Smith, Harry Grant, Cameron Smith. Obviously, no one knows what's going on with him. Damien Cook, McInnes, Josh Hodgson and Coruscant are probably the top hookers, and anyone under that is Tom Starling had a great season at Canberra, but I don't know. I mean,
he's a little bit green still.
Yeah, it's kind of just getting another Wade Egan, and nothing against Wade Egan. Wade Egan's now got 12 a season to prove that he's an 80-minute hooker and playing behind a bigger forward pack,
especially with Lawton injured. Yeah.
With Lawton injured, he's got the opportunity now to make that spot his own and make us all eat our words. And I really hope he does.
Starts introducing a look pass into his game.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so interesting times. I've got to commend the club on how they did handle it, though. RTS, Cam George, Nathan Brown handled it quite well.
Yeah, they did. Phil Gould even was asked about it on Twitter, and they said, "What kind of impact do you think this is going to have on the Warriors season?" He said, "None."
Yep.
He said, like you mentioned before, they've gone about it the right way. They've got it done, and they've addressed it early before the ball's even been kicked for the season.
Hey, look, you gain players, you lose players. Unfortunately, it's the
nature of the beast.
Yep,
nature
of the sport that we love and follow and watch. And as fans, it's hard to stomach sometimes, especially when it's one of your favorite players and one of the best players the club has. When they're cut loose or they leave or whatever. But it's there's nothing you can do about it. The decision's made.
It's done. He's doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, and he's going to be the ultimate professional, mate. He's going to lead our club admirably again this season. He did a great interview with Cam George the other day on.
Brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking so highly of the squad and how everyone's come together. And I think this will be, as you said, this might be the driving factor that one thing, like we had last season where we learned to bond, and our team got some resilience about them.
Yeah, toughness and resilience.
Yeah. We learned to we defended, we played for each other, and then they went to the open market and they bought some big bodies and some great talent. And this may be that one final thing we need to drive the club towards our inaugural premiership.
There's no better opportunity. And imagine that if he goes out as a premiership winning captain.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already in Warriors folklore forever. But imagine if in his last ever season he was to hoist that trophy in the first weekend in October.
Yeah. I mean, and that's
unreal.
It too. Like, he's achieved everything apart from captaining a side to a grand final victory. He's achieved everything there is to achieve. He's won a premiership at the Roosters. He's won the Dally M medal.
Golden Boot.
He's won the Golden Boot. He's captained his club. He's captained his country. He's played at a Rugby League World Cup. He's played in Test matches where they've beaten Australia. There's not much else he can do in the sport.
He's ticked a lot of boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing now would be to just continue playing so he becomes one of those guys you talk about in the 300 club. But, he's achieved more in the game in his 170 odd first grade appearances than a lot of guys do that play 300 games, I guess. So,
yeah, well, hopefully he does bring up the 200 games this year.
Yep.
And that would be a great milestone achievement for him. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well.
All right. Cheers, mate. Well, thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and leave your comment below. What are your thoughts on the RTS decision?
Down there, isn't it?
Yeah, down there.
That's what they do.
Sure is.
Yep.
So as always, guys, get involved in the discussion. We really appreciate and value all your input. So thanks again for watching, and we'll be back February 24. 24, sorry, mate. February 24 with the man himself, Cam George.
Yep.
So obviously that will be a very interesting discussion again.
Yes. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, live show's back 24th of Feb. We're going to do a fair bit more content this year. Few things that are just going to be specific for the YouTube channel that we can't do live. Some pre-recorded stuff and what have you. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a big year.
Post-game discussions and a day in the life of a fan kind of thing. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. But good seeing your smiling face, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate.
And I'll see you on the 24th.
You sure will. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.